Every year is full of new challenges and goals. This year I start a new stage in my life, the university, and my biggest challenge was to come to Zamorano, which was a very important fact for me. My life changed in many aspects. That's why today I will talk about my reflection of 2017 at Zamorano. The first aspect that I will talk is academic. I felt I was a big change in several classes. First was in English. It has always been difficult to understand for me, and when I arrived to Zamorano, I was at very high level for what I thought I knew. But all through the year, I realized that I learned a lot of in terms of essays, videos, and presentations. At the beginning, I was afraid to do essays. Now it's normal. Another change I felt was with other subjects since I have more specific subjects related to agriculture, and the big change was learning by doing. I had a hard time getting used to work since I had never worked, but now I realize that although I can't do things with practice, and I can do it. Second is social aspects. One of the first challenge was have a roommate. Was difficult because you have to learn to tolerate people, know their customs, their way of being, and you have to learn to live with that person. Another of my biggest challenge was to make friends. I always consider myself an antisocial person, but upon arriving here I realized that I was friendly. Thanks to that, now I am more independent and more sociable with everyone. And the last point was to meet people of different nationalities. That is something very characteristic of Zamorano. Each one has unique words from his country, and at the beginning it was difficult to understand them. They all have very different customs. The third aspect is adaptation. The first was get accustomed to schedules. In Zamorano, there are very strict schedules that everyone should follow. There is an hour for everything. It's difficult to adapt the schedules of study, food, classes, and work. Second point is requirement. Zamorano is characterized by being very demanding. At the beginning, I was hard to understand because they put faults for everything. Now I know that is part of the discipline. And the last and most difficult point was to be away from home. Being in another country without family, friends, customs, without the typical food of your country is the biggest challenge that I have in Zamorano. The first few days I want to go back to my house, but then I got used to it. I still miss my family and the pupusas, but I know that all this sacrifice will be worth it. Zamorano changed my life in the academic and social aspect and forced me to adapt to a new way of life. In conclusions, in conclusion, the change in life are good because they make us grow. I think that when I came to Zamorano, I changed many bad attitudes that I have and I grew up as a person. And I know that every sacrifice will be worth it when I graduate from here.